Good morning, students. All right, so this is the ELA mini lesson. This one is pretty easy for this week. In fourth grade, you're going to need to find evidence that supports your answers from the text. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and this is pretty easy. In today's lesson, or in the assignment that I would give you, you're going to get a slide, and it looks like this. It's going to have a passage, and then you're going to have a couple questions to answer. And the last question is on the slides is, how do you know? And you have to use your text as evidence. So we're going to read this passage. Allison loved running every day. Oh, you know what? I can't read that one to you. So I'm going to, this one. That one is one of your, here we go. I'm going to read this one. The other one was part of your assignment, and I didn't want to give it away. So here we go. The new puppy, Fluffy, burst through the doors. She wagged her tail. This was going to be a great place. As she turned the corner, she stopped short. She looked up and saw a huge, four-legged beast looking at her. Fluffy bolted in the other direction. How was she going to survive with a beast living there? She ran under the table and watched as the beast came into the room and wagged his giant tail. He put his gigantic, wet nose under the table and sniffed. Fluffy shuddered. All of a sudden, a tongue came out of his mouth and started licking her. Fluffy laughed. The beast and the puppy became best friends. So I have a question, number one. It says, what is the beast? Okay, I need you to go sit down, please. No, I need you to go. Thank you, go around. Okay, so we're gonna do number one. What is the beast? Now I want you guys to answer it in a complete sentence, okay? When you answer these, you need to answer in complete sentences. So I wouldn't just write it is, I'm gonna say the beast is, and you're gonna do your best to kind of, I wouldn't say guess, but you're going to try to figure out what the beast was. So I'm gonna say the beast is a big dog. Okay. Number two. Okay, this one says, how do you know? What clues from the story tell you what the beast is? Okay, this is where I have taught you guys to write according to the text, or in our text it says, or our text states. So I'm going to use our text states. States is just a fancier word for says. Okay, I'm going to do a comma. Now, when you use text as evidence, you're going to quote it, meaning you're going to write exactly what the text says. I have to use quotes. I didn't write it. These quotes tell the person reading my work that, oh, I didn't write this, but I found it in here. So how do I know the beast is a big dog? Well, our text states, I see it right here. It says, the beast came into the room and wagged his giant tail. The beast, and I would copy that down. The beast came into the room usually dogs wag their tails, right? And wagged his giant tail. Okay, you're gonna put a period and then you're gonna put your end quotations. That means, hey, I'm done copying it word for word. Okay, so I said, what is the beast? I said the beast is a big dog. Okay, and number two says, how do you know? What clues from the story tell you what the beast is? Okay, well, I know, I'm using my schema from what I already know. I already know that dogs they wag their tails. So our text states, the beast came into the room and wagged his giant tail. Okay, I could have also said, our text states, he put his gigantic wet nose under the table and sniffed. Dogs usually have, noses, and they sniff. They like to sniff a lot. Cats, not so much. Dogs do. Okay, so you could have written that. You could have also written, our text states, a tongue came out of his mouth and started licking her. Dogs like to lick. Okay, so you're going to use your text as evidence, okay? And you're going to use quotations to tell your reader that are reading your answers to the questions, hey, I found it in here. I didn't come up with it on my own. I found it in here, what I was reading. So you can use our text states. I'm going to erase number 1. You can also use according to the text. And you put a comma and then you'd start your quotes, right? Okay. You can also use the text says. You put a comma, start your quotes. Okay. So I would choose, you can use according to the text says, or our text states. Sorry, I erased that with my hand. Okay, and this is referring back to the text, so make sure you're using your quotes. Okay, all right, that's today's mini lesson.